Today's Small Business Saturday radio podcast is being brought to you by Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare.
All right. Good morning, Columbia, South Carolina, and of course, to everyone who is tuning in the Midlands, from the Midlands to the hills of Nebraska. I'm tripping. Yes, it's me, Tazima. And this is Small Business Saturday Radio, where we celebrate local entrepreneurs and small business owners who are building our communities and making a positive impact on our economy. I am Tazima, the owner of Sunrise Artisan Bath and Body, located right here in 5 Points. Today is a weird day. I will say that. Today is a weird day. I don't know where my co-host is. And I don't know where my guest is. It's like everybody's disappeared. I feel like I'm in an episode of Left Behind. I'm serious. It's like it's slow outside. It's just weird. It's really weird. So I don't know where anyone is, but I'm here. Okay. So I guess today we're going to, I made this promise to my audience because many of you guys remember before when I used to have a show here at the Point 100.7 that always had open lines, and that was really cool. To be able to have the back and forth and all of that. That was great. But one of the promises that I made myself was that when I'm interviewing or spotlighting another business owner or, someone who can give us tips on business and stuff like that, that I would not have open lines. Just because people are just mean and nasty, and I don't want to spend half the show defending my guests. So I never have open lines when I have someone in the studio with me. But because I'm a big girl and I'm used to doing this, I'm always open to having open lines when it's just me and you. So if you guys want to call in, feel free, 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255. This is so weird because I started off saying at least one day out of the month, I would like to have a show where it's just me and you. There's no guest, or me and the co-host. But today I've been ghosted by everybody. I'm just like, where's everybody at? I don't know where they are, but the show must go on. So, I got something in the cannon, buddy, because you never know what's going to happen. This is the first thing that I learned. So for all you folks out there who are interested in doing radio, it's so easy now. If you got a computer and a microphone, you can just upload to YouTube. One of the things that we had to learn in hardcore radio, like being in the studio and everything, was you have to be able to talk, whether there's someone calling in or not. You have to be able to have a conversation. Fortunately, I could talk to a wall. Okay. So I don't have a problem talking. A lot of people, I love talking, as a matter of fact. So, but one of the most aggravating things that you can do in radio is to be like, that is, because you're going to hear it, I'm going to hear it, is really creepy and frustrating. But if you want to do live radio, this is my tip to you guys out there. No and no, you have to just keep it going, keep the flow moving, right? Because people are listening. And it's just horrible to hear that. Anyway, speaking about radio and technology, I know I wasn't talking about that, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Radio and this new, it's not new, you guys. It's kind of new to me. So, for the last 3 years, yes, I have been talking about the podcast. And I have dropped the ball several times on it. To the point where I totally just said, I'm not even going to mention this podcast because I don't want anybody tripping. Well, finally, we actually have someone that's taking over the entire podcast for us. Yay! And they will be making sure that the shows are uploaded and, that everything is in place. Thank goodness. And I think it's going to be on like Apple and Spotify and some other stuff. But I'm just glad because I don't have the time. And the person that's taking over the podcast show for us is that's their lane. That's what they do. That's their career. Where it takes me 40 minutes to do all the tech stuff and all that, which I don't have the time for. They can upload stuff like in 2 minutes and clean it up and all that and do the levels, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. And it's already been taken care of. So I know for a fact. Now, the only problem is I came in this morning to the studio thinking that I could remember how to lift my shows, and I can't. So if I can't do it, maybe they'll really be up starting next week for sure. Because I'll be here with Kevin and he'll be able to help me on Monday. But, yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about the podcast because a lot of people tell me that they can't listen at 11 because they're at the grocery store or, they're sleeping in late because it's Saturday. Remember those days before our work week turned into 7 days a week where the weekend was like, this was when you had fun, like Friday night, you're playing music and everything, having a good time. And then Saturday you could sleep in because you didn't have to worry about going to work or anything like that, or you could go shop. All that stuff is gone now. We just live in a bizarre world. So anyway, having the podcast is going to be really good because then people can listen anytime they want to. Okay, so I'm excited about that. The number here, if you guys want to call in, is 803-799-8255 on the Groucho's Deli phone lines. Again, that's 803-799-8255. I know we've got a minute before we go into break. But one of the things I want to ask you guys, especially if you have a small business, is the federal shutdown having any kind of impact on your small business? I'm not sure if it's, I'm from D.C., so I know what a federal shutdown is doing in Washington, D.C., because everything in Washington, D.C. is federal government for the most part. So, the nation's capital, I'm quite sure like 95% of the people right now don't know where they're getting their money from. If you're fortunate enough to have a savings account and all this other stuff, woo for you. But most people are living from paycheck to paycheck. So I'm sure it's kind of challenging for a lot of folks up there, especially a lot of people that have retired. But I thought about something today. Columbia, South Carolina has a big connection with the federal government here. When we come back, we'll talk about that a little bit. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio, and we'll be right back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's Noreta FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath and Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
This segment of Small Business Saturday Radio is brought to you proudly by A Little Happy in 5 Points.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. I am your host, Tazima, in the studio alone today because my guest and my co-host both ghosted me. I don't know where they are. I don't know where anybody is. It's like I'm in an episode of Left Behind. There's nobody else. I know it's some people out there that's like, please don't joke about that, Seema. Because remember, it was 2 weeks ago, people thought the rapture was going to. You know what? I'm only touch on this for a minute, and then I'm going to go back to the whole federal government shutdown thing. You know, I have let people know, and most people that know me know that I don't claim to be a Christian. Even though I was born and raised as one. I read the Bible, and so that kind of changed my views, but I did from cover to cover. It's like, no. Anyway, that's me. We're not going to talk about that. But at the same time, there are different things in the Bible that are pretty basic and fun, like just fundamental stuff that Jesus, like, come on, really? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it says no man knows the moment, the hour, the day, the time when he'll come back. No man. And those of you who say, look, he's over here, up, he's over there, well, he's down there. It's like, run. I mean, because they're full of it. That is one of the things that is in the Bible straight up. So how did so many people think that this dude talking about Jesus told me the rapture going to happen on the 24th? Maybe the 25th. I don't know, depending on what part of the globe you're on. But yeah, everybody get ready. So everybody on TikTok, they're doing these memes and stuff. And then the other half is giving away stuff. I'm giving away my car. I've taken all the money out of my bank account and take care of my dog FIFO when I'm gone. Really? So those of us that's left in hell, we're going to take care of your dog. Oh, should you want your dog left in hell with us? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't understand how people bought that. I mean, really, I don't know. Listen, the rapture could happen for those believers and all of that stuff. Okay, that's cool. I get it. I understand that you believe that's going to happen. I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what not to believe, but I'm just saying there's something about critical thinking. I mean, I believe the cure to stupidity is the ability to engage in critical thinking. A lot of people don't know how to use critical thinking. That's what's so stunning, that, you know, we live in this country and it's quite obvious that there are many of us. I mean, when it comes down to emotional stuff, we got that on lock. But when it comes down to like real critical thinking and asking questions that don't just support your ideas and beliefs, but thinking outside of the box, it's like folks have a real hard time with that. And that's still stunning to me, because I don't know how anybody can ever be so locked in to an idea, an ideology, a concept, all of that, where you can't even fathom having an intellectual conversation or even debate about what your thoughts are. I mean, that's just, anyway. So yeah, everybody thought the rapture was going to happen like in early September. Was it? Wasn't it September? Was it October? Who knows? Who cares? I think it was it was September 24th. Because some dude said Jesus told him it was happening. And then everybody just... Part of me feels really bad for the people that gave away everything. I know I'm laughing because I worked too hard. I'm serious. I'm not giving up nothing till the last minute. And I don't. Okay, anyway, let's just go back to the whole federal government shutdown thing. You know, the thing about the shutdown, so I get to see it from both sides. It's not cool, but I also understand why you know what, this is the other thing too. As a small business owner, man, politics does have an impact on your business and where you are. I mean, really, it's unfortunate. I wish that people supported people just because they're good at their craft or, they enjoy having conversations with owners, or they like the product, or they enjoy the food, the meal, the atmosphere, all those things. Those things should be what matters. It shouldn't matter if someone is gay or not. It shouldn't matter what race or gender a person is. It shouldn't matter what their religious beliefs are. At least that's how I feel when it comes to the market. It really should just be based on quality and are you good at what you do? And so for a lot of people, it's the whole politics and government thing can get really emotional for people. And that's why you don't see a lot of business owners really wanting to have those kind of conversations, because people are so judgmental, or people, because of their inability to think outside of the box, automatically think if you don't agree with me, then you must be the enemy, or, it's my role to do God's work. Okay, God couldn't do it, but God told me to tell, I need to do it for God. So, if you don't believe, just a whole bunch of foolishness. Well, okay, I get it. Politics and religion are really hard things, right? But at the end of the day, what we're dealing with this government, obviously, is politics. And for the most part, the average person, we're just collateral damage. Seriously. It doesn't matter what side you're on. At the end of the day, if you are affiliated with the government on any level, you still ain't getting paid. See, this is the thing that I don't understand. Bottom line is this. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If the government shutdown is in effect, everybody is impacted by that if you are affiliated on some level with government. So with me, coming from Washington, D.C., I know a lot of people are impacted by this. And check this out, whether y'all believe it or not. There are Republicans that live in D.C. I know, right? Oh, God, what are we doing here? I mean, okay, so anyway, I was thinking about it today when I was like, I'm in an episode of Left Behind because I can't find my co-host and my guest. It's like, where are they? But it's just so weird out there right now. And it was like, oh, wait a minute. The federal government shutdown has a direct impact, not only on us right here in Columbia, South Carolina, but for people who have small business loans or was, applying for a small business loan. All that stuff is attached to federal government, right? So your small business loan might be on hold, or, if you live here, well, we've got Fort Jackson, and there are a lot of federal government retirees here, a lot of retired military that live in Columbia, live in the Midlands, that's impacted by this federal government shutdown. And of course, that's a part of the population here. And then when things like this are happening, people are going to be a little bit more guarded, a little bit more conscientious about, their spending habits and everything, which is understandable. And so that has a direct hit on local business, right? So we're all, and this is why I don't understand why we don't work harder to work together, because we're all basically so connected to each other that if there's a hole in the boat, dude, it's just a matter of time before you go down with the rest of us. Unless we all decide, we need to really get together and patch up the hole. And we can't do that because some people want to patch it up this way, other people want to patch it up that way. So while they're fighting about what type of tools and materials are needed to patch up the hole, we're sinking. And this is it. I mean, this is what it comes down to. If I had to put it on a very, very basic level, that's how I see it. It's like we're all in this boat, and half of the people on the boat think we should, I don't know. Okay, now I don't know nothing about patching up boats, so follow me on this. But half of the people on the boat think that we should use tar, and the other half think we should use super glue. That's the only way I can think of it. And while they're fighting about which is going to work best so that the boat doesn't sink, we're sinking. Anyway. All right, look, I've got a minute, less than a minute, actually. Again, if you want to call in and talk about whatever is on your mind, or how this government shutdown, federal government shutdown, I must say, is having an impact on you or your business, feel free to call in 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255. And when we come back, I am going to talk about something that I've been kind of excited about talking to you guys about. So it's just kind of interesting that this is a show that I wanted to do anyway, and it's about the SWOT analysis. I don't know how many people know what that is, but when we come back, we're going to dive deep into the SWOT analysis. All right, everybody, we'll be back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was looking over some stuff before we came back on the air. What is my business tip of the week? I don't know. Find your co-host. No, it's just weird. Like I said, I'm sure I might have missed some messages. I will say that. So, but everybody that was supposed to be a part of the show today just disappeared. Wouldn't it be weird though? Like if we were stepping to the Twilight Zone, and while I'm in here live on the air in this studio, that I stepped outside and everything was gone. That would be like being in an episode of Left. Okay, come on. Y'all know how my mind works. I love being creative. I love it. So seriously, what is the business tip of the week? I think the business tip of the week is what I'm about to talk to you about, which a lot of people are not aware of, which could be really good for your small business because it's sort of like a roadmap. And this is something I will say in full disclosure. This is one of the reasons why I love doing this show. This is something I didn't know what this was a few years back. I had no idea. You know, when I first opened up the soap store, the only thing that you're thinking about is, God, please let me be able to pay the overhead. Can I please just make sure I can pay the rent? If I can pay the rent and keep the lights on. And then you get to that point where you can pay the rent and keep the lights on. And, oh, wow, you know, you've got, I don't know, $5 extra this month. And then you take that and you reinvest and you have your ups and downs. And this is why it's all about that resilience, because even when it's doing really good, you need to understand just the basic law of what was I going to say? Cause and effect. It cannot stay in an upswing forever. It's going to come down. So when you begin to realize that's just a part of it, you brace for it better. And as a result of that, you begin to learn different things. You begin finding yourself working more on your business and not just in your business. And nobody really thinks what your life is going to look like if it does work out. What is your life going to look like if your idea, your dream, your business does become successful? What is going to be required of you at that point to keep it successful? Do you have those processes in place so that you can teach other people how to help you keep it successful? So in full disclosure, I had none of that. I just kept falling flat on my face over and over again and got so frustrated with saying, why? I got so frustrated and asking people and then finding out from people who were way more successful than I was and have been doing this way longer. There was the same message over and over again. This is a part of it. And of course, when you're going through it, that's not really the answer you're looking for. But that is the challenge. The challenge is, can you go through that? Can you take those hits? Can you be okay with failure and keep moving toward your goals with the same energy and optimism? Because a lot of people, man, when they hit that failure the first time, it hits them so hard, they don't want to get back up. Or it's so personal for them, the idea of even, doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Why am I doing that again? I think for certain people, the way we're wired, we want to know, why did the failure happen? And now we're going to take a swing again. And we're going to keep swinging. No matter how many times we miss, we will continue to swing until sooner or later, you're going to hit the ball. Sooner or later, you're going to hit the ball. And that's when you start running, buddy. And the next thing you know, you eating dirt again. That's the cycle. But you got to love it. That's the thing. You have got to love it. And you've got to love your dream more than your fear, more than your doubt. And that is hard. And I'm telling you it's hard. I know it's hard. So we're not pretending like, oh, you'll get. No, I mean, this is where you know what you're made of. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. If you're that person that's like, I just couldn't do it, I got tired, that's okay. That's okay. But then understand that you just weren't built for that. And that's okay. Everybody can't play football. Everybody's not a great cook. Everybody's not, a mathematician. It's okay. If you try it, you love math, but maybe you figured out you're not good at trig, but you love the idea of math, or you love putting numbers together and coming up. Okay, that's okay. But if you walk away from that, then what I'm suggesting, it really wasn't your passion, because there's something about your passion you cannot let it go. It's like a curse and a blessing at the same time. You can't let it go. Somewhere along the line, you're coming right back to it. It's like a bad relationship in the beginning that you're determined to make work. People, please don't stay in bad relationships. No, I'm just saying, though, it's something you can't let go of. It's a part of who you are. It really is. It becomes a part of who you are, like your identity. And that's a hard thing. And that's why you see a lot of people that had to walk away from their passion. It's almost like they never got a chance to fully live their life. And for whatever, it could be because the kids were too young. It could be because, something happened physically and I had to let it go. Or something happened emotionally and I had to walk away from it. Or some unexpected event happened and now I'm taking care of my parents and I couldn't do that too. All of that is life. But if it's your passion, it's like some kind of way you're either going to come back to it. One thing for sure, you'll never forget it. It'll always be there with you. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Other than if you decide to get on this field, just know that you're going to have to take a lot of hits, buddy. Okay, listen, after giving you guys that piece of bright news, I told you before the break we were going to talk about what's called the Swot analysis, which was something I had no idea about. But it is really, really, really cool. I mean, it's like, it's making a list so you can understand your business in in the most basic way. It's even great if you just want to do it for yourself. You don't even have to have a business. Just as a map for you, like you on your journey, So what is the SWOT analysis? Like I told you, it just kind of breaks everything down. It's really easy. So you've got like these 4 corners, right? So think of this square. That's probably the easiest way. And in these 4 corners, these are the 4 things that you have. S, these are your strengths. This is the first letter in SWOT. So you've got your strengths, you've got your weaknesses, you have your opportunities, and then you have your threats. So S equals strength, W equals weaknesses, O equals opportunities, and T equals threats. So let's break that down a little bit deeper. So your strengths are going to be the things you're really good at. So for instance, let's use me as an example. So, and I'm just making this real basic, okay? So people don't freak out on me. Okay, so like for me, if I was doing this, it's like, well, what are your strengths with the soap store, for example? And it's like, okay, well, my strengths are the way that I make my soaps is kind of difficult for people to make soaps that look that colorful, that like my soap looks literally like little art pieces. And a lot of people don't know how to blend glycerin soaps like that without it, blending in together and turn to some ugly blob color. So I've taught myself this technique that I'm not sure it existed. I've seen people try to do it. They still can't figure it out. But not to say that nobody will figure it out. But that's one of my strengths, the way that I make my soaps look and the quality of the ingredients that I use, right? So that's a strength. So now, what are my weaknesses? Okay, well, sometimes I run out of the product because I'm the only person making it, and that is definitely a weakness. Whereas before I thought that was a strength. No, it is not a strength. It's a weakness. So sometimes I run out of the product because I'm the only one making it. So that's a weakness. So what are some opportunities I can look at? Well, being in 5 Points and as busy as 5 Points is, particularly on the weekend, I know that more people are walking by on those days, like Saturdays and Sundays, which mean I can sell more products on Saturdays and Sundays because there's a lot of people out and they're most likely having lunch at the gourmet shop. So that's a good thing for me. So what's a threat? Because that's what the T is in SWOT. Threat is somebody else might open up a soap store up the street. Am I worried about that? No, not really. But it is a threat. I mean, somebody could open up a soap. Well, there is another soap store, I think. Well, I think it's 2 now, both on either side of me. But, I don't compete with people. Well, okay, come on, Tazima. So what is a threat? Another soaper might open a soap store not far from mine. So then these are the things that you need to look at and try to figure out how you can make better, okay? So, again, real quick, because before we go into break, your strengths are the things you're really good at. Weaknesses are the things you need to get better at. Opportunity is new chances or doing something better. And threats, problems, or challenges that could make things harder. Why do you want to know that? Why do you want to know those things? You think about it, okay? And when we come back from this commercial break, we'll go a little bit deeper into why it's important, okay? Because, like I said, I didn't know what a SWOT analysis was, but it certainly helped me a whole lot. So stick around, okay? Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. I am Tazima. We'll be back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Yep, and just like that, we're in the last segment. One thing that we constantly say about this show is that it literally does fly by. And I love that. At one point, we were talking about doing 2 hours. I can't do that, dude. It's not enough time in the day for me right now. That's one of my weaknesses. Okay, so what are you talking about, Tazima? We're talking about doing a SWOT analysis on your business. Because doing a SWOT analysis on your business, really basically, it just kind of let you know, what's good, what you should keep doing, what you should stop doing, what things you want to watch out for, what's happening, right? So it's a map. It's a map that's making you smarter about the things you need to consider in your business. So I want you guys, and don't worry about, just think about these questions. You can pull up SWOT, man. I mean, you could do it yourself. With Chat GPT or whatever. Pull up SWOT. SWOT, not SWAT like SWAT team. SWOT. SWOT. So anyway, I have 5 questions that you can ask yourself for each of those corners that we were talking about. And remember, S equals strength. W equals weaknesses, O equals opportunities, and T equals threats. So I got 5 questions under each one that you might, if you want to write them down, jot them down, that's cool. If not, don't worry about it. Just look it up yourself. So under strengths, what do we do better than our competitors? So that would go in your strength column. What do you do better than your competitors? Like if you have a restaurant and you specialize in waffles, why are your waffles better? What do you do that's better? Maybe it's not the waffles. Maybe it's the location, or maybe it's the customer service or whatever. But what do you do better than your competitors? What unique resources, skills, or products do you have? Again, what unique resources, skills, or products do you have? What do customers like about your business? These are all questions you want to ask yourself under the category of what are your strengths? What successful strategies have worked well for you in the past? So, maybe you maybe you realize, we're going to start doing soap classes again. I know, I just threw that out there. It's true. I'm not joking. So that was something that worked well for us until I burnt out. Okay. So that's how you have to look out for it too. How do you keep from burning out? I don't think that's possible. But anyway, what successful strategies have worked well for us in the past? What internal assets set us apart from the rest? So internal assets are like the people that work for you, like your brand, what's going on with your brand, the location, the technology. These are all your strengths. Like I know one of my strengths is the fact that I'm in 5 Points, because 5 Points is amazing. And I've always felt that it was amazing. It's very eclectic. I mean, we're going through some stuff now with the roads and the parking, blah, blah, blah. But if I had to choose anywhere else in the city, it would always be 5 Points, because I just think there's a uniqueness there that you'd be hard pressed to find in other parts of Columbia. Not that there aren't other parts of Columbia, that's cool, but there's definitely something unique about 5 Points that I just felt like I can't imagine my soap store being anywhere else. But so anyway, then what are your weaknesses? So these are 5 things to consider. Where do you struggle the most in your business operations? Where do you struggle the most in your business operations? What do customers complain about or find frustrating? I don't deal with that. My customers love me. Okay, no. Do we lack any key resources, skills, or funding? That one, most people will probably be like, yeah, we always lacking funding. I mean, cash flow is king and cash flow is real. Okay, where are we losing money, time, or efficiency? I can answer that one, really. I have people come in all the time and want to actually sit down and basically go over the show that I did on the air. And it got to the point where I have to tell people, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I have to work. Okay. I don't know. People just think like it's soap. Like, I don't know, like I got little green people in the back, just we're all singing songs and soap magically just comes out of the sky. I don't know. But no, I have to literally make it. And there's only so many hours in a day. What do competitors do better than us? Well, in my situation, they have people that know how to make the product. I know for a fact that makes it better than me. Okay. You got to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself or you're too small-minded to know what your weaknesses are, you can't handle that. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, here's opportunities. Are there trends in the market or industry that you can take advantage of? Ask yourself that question with your business. Are there customer needs that you're not currently meeting? Every time I think about this, it's always, I've run out of product. I do. Okay. Can we expand into new markets? This is opportunities. This is under opportunities. And yes. Can we expand into new markets, services, or products? Yes. What partnerships or collaborations could strengthen our business? Partnerships and collaborations are good. I burnt out from that too, because in the beginning, I was at the museum, I was at the zoo, I was at the airport, I was another child. I burnt out from that. Now, I don't even want anybody to, if they look at me and it's like, can you just make me 5 bars of soap to go in my store? I'm just like, what? Okay. So again, why I need is there's an opportunity. I need to make sure that I get my little team together. Okay. What new technology or innovation could help you grow? So these are like the opportunity type questions you want to ask yourself. Okay. And then finally, under threats, what challenges or risk in the market could hurt us? You know what's funny, because every time I think about the threats and the risk in the market and everything like that, like right now somebody was talking about olive oil is going to be extremely expensive. And I use olive oil in a lot of products. Well, those are things you have to think about. Are you going to be able to get it? And if you're going to pay all this extra money for it, now you got to pass that on to the customer. How much do you want to pass that on to the customer? Is it going to affect, people literally purchasing the product from you? Blah, 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 blah. Threats. Are competitors growing faster or offering better deals? That's something you need to think about, something not think about. Could changes in government policy, economy, or funding affect us? I talked about that at the beginning of the show. I don't think many of us think about the fact that the federal government shutdown does have an impact on us here in South Carolina, particularly right here in Columbia, because of Fort Jackson. And so there's a lot of retirees that live here, that retired from the military. You got Fort Jackson basic training. You got a lot of people that work at Fort Jackson, government workers. You got people that are dependent. So, our customer preferences shifting away from what we offer, and what outside factors, supply chain, inflation, staffing shortages, could disrupt us. So again, I just want you guys to know that by doing a SWOT analysis of your business or even yourself, man, it can help you tremendously, because at that point, you have some direction and some idea on where you're going. Whatever you're doing, that's great. That sets you aside from the rest. That's working. Obviously, you want to keep doing that. But all of us have weaknesses. All of us have some type of threat. What happens if the market crash? Everybody, that's just a part of life. But you know what? We can all create opportunities, believe it or not. I know most people don't think that you can create opportunities. I think you can, as long as you don't burn out like I did. Okay. I think you can always create, or somebody's going to come along with an idea that is like, oh, this is a great opportunity. I need to look more into this. All right, everybody. Hopefully next weekend I'll have my co-host with me and a new guest on the show. But in the meantime, you guys have a great weekend.